welcome or welcome back. My name is Emily, and here on this channel we talk about all things budgeting, and in today's video we are going to be doing another budget with me. So if that's something you're interested in, then please stick around. Okay guys, this week has been a bit of a mess. I'm just gonna say that straight up because we are in week I don't even know what of school holidays, and I'm honestly like so exhausted and tired from juggling all the things that every mum has to juggle. Things are starting to fall apart around here, and you can definitely see that in my budget. So we're going to start by having a look at my weekly check-in page, and as you can see, I am in the negative for every single area this week, so go me, at least I've been consistent. So basically we are looking at week 3 now. So for groceries I budgeted $350 and I ended up spending $371. So we are in the negative to $21.02 in groceries. Petrol, I budgeted $120, but we actually spent $169.66, which put us $49.66 in the negative. And what happened here was I didn't actually fill up my car last week, so I used that money to fill up this week, but I ended up doing some extra trips that I hadn't really planned to do, and I forgot that I didn't have enough petrol, so I unfortunately just had to fill up again today. We get paid tomorrow, so I just won't give myself any petrol money for this week to make up for that, and then hopefully that will sort itself out. Eating out was again like, we used to have a $100 budget for eating out, but we're trying to drop it down this year so we can save the extra money for a trip to Hawaii. But I have struggled a little bit to bring it down. So we spent $62.78 this week on eating out, which put me $22.78 in the negative. And this week for unplanned, I only had $4.75 that was unplanned. And then sinking funds, I just like to know the amount that I've spent from my sinking funds this week. I don't use this in this total at all. I just like to see how much I'm spending in those funds. So altogether, we were basically $100 under budget. So yeah, it's been like a crazy week, like I said, and we will try again next week. But that's what I like about doing these weekly check-ins. They're not to make you feel bad if you under budget. It's just really to say, well, you know what, maybe I didn't budget enough in these areas, maybe I need to budget more, or maybe I need to be more disciplined with my spending, and just move on from it. You don't need to beat yourself up. And that's what I'm going to be doing this week. I'm going to make a few adjustments. I think I cut down the eating out bill too fast, too quick. So yeah, I'm going to make that a little bit higher probably this week, we'll see. But if you're new to my channel and you're not sure how I got all of these figures, I have a page, I have an expense tracker page in this planner where basically I will track all my expenses that I make that week, and I can't recommend enough using highlighters. I use these ones. These are the Pilot Friction ones because you can actually rub them out if you make a mistake, which is so good. And I basically have color coded every category, so after I've filled this out for the week, it's easy for me to then say, okay, everything that I've spent on groceries is in green. And so then I can just find all the green things to add up, and it just makes it so much easier. And it looks really pretty having all these cool colors in your planner. So definitely recommend using highlighters. And I also do a underline mark to mark off the different weeks. So this is the first week of January. This was the second week of January. And then this was the third week of spending in January, which we have just finished. So that's where I pulled all these figures from. And the other thing that I need to do is I spent money from some of my sinking funds, but I actually used my card to pay for some of these instead of the cash that I have in my binders because I wasn't necessarily prepared to spend that money in that moment. So for instance, one of Lucas's birthday presents, he'd wanted this little Minion toy, and it was $40, and I was like, I'm not gonna spend that much on just like a plush figure Minions toy. And so anyway, we just happened to be at this shopping center this one day, and I walked past this shop that was selling these, and they just had like a random half price sale. So it was down to $20, and I thought, I'll pay $20 for it. But because I wasn't expecting to buy that present that day, I didn't have the cash on me, so I did use card. but I put an asterisk here next to the things that I need to pull cash out for, because basically these amounts when I pay card comes out of the buffer that I have in my bank account. So what I'll do then is at the end of the week, I'll pull that cash out to put back in my account to replenish my buffer, if that makes sense. So we did buy some school supplies for back to school. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my low priority binder, back to my school fund, and I'm going to pull out, I obviously don't have this exact money to pull out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull out 30 instead, just to make it easier for me. So this $30 will be going back into my bank account to replace the buffer, and I'll update these trackers a little bit later on. So then Lucas's present, that's coming out of the birthday fund, which is also in our low priority. So I will be pulling $20 out for that to replenish it. I have $20, which is good. And then the last one was I spent $40 at Big W. So basically our youngest son started prep this week on Monday, and we really wanted to make this moment really special for him, that he was starting big school. He's been wanting to be like his big brother and starting school, and he's finally had his big day. And so we wanted to buy him like some little presents to say congratulations on finishing your first day of school and make it a bit special for him. So I did spend $41.17 at Big W. So I'm going to pull out $40 from gifts. And so that's the $40 that I'm going to take out of that. So altogether, we're putting back into my bank account tomorrow, $20, $40, $60, $80, $90 will go back into our buffer. So I'm going to put this aside. And that is the great thing about using an expense tracker, is if you do use the cash stuffing method and you don't happen to have your cash on you when you need to buy something and you buy it with your card or online, this is a great way to remind yourself at the end of the week when you need to actually get that money out and put it back in your bank account to replace it. So that is that. Now I'm going to move on to doing our next paycheck breakdown. So I didn't get a chance to film last week's because, like I said, it was absolutely chaos here. But I'm just going to highlight these because all these bills have come out. And I like to highlight things once they've come out and been paid, so I know they're all done and accounted for, and tick those off. And I'm just going to check that I've ticked them off here as well. So we're in this week. Yes, I have ticked everything off. So we get paid weekly on a Wednesday. So I'm going to be doing our paycheck breakdown from the 22nd, which is tomorrow when I'm filming this, right through to the 28th. So we're going to start working on that pay week. So yeah, the 22nd, you find that page. Okay, I'm going to turn this over so I have more space. And sort myself out. Okay, so let's get organized. So the 22nd is tomorrow, and we're gonna just be working off my husband's pay. And he's on a salary, so I don't need to put an estimated amount, and he gets paid $2,478 a week. So I'm going to put that as our total down here. And so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to work through our fixed expenses for this week, and how I find those is I look at my monthly calendar and put all those in. So we have Telstra coming out. For $105. And for bills that come out monthly, I actually put money aside every week so that it's not such a big chunk coming out of the account when the bill is due. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little dot here, because I'm not actually going to include this amount as coming out of this pay, because I've actually already got it put aside somewhere else. So we also have car loan, and that is $63. We have our rent, which is $7.80. Then we have roadside, which is $11. We have Amazon Prime, which is $10, and I'm actually gonna switch to pay that annually. For some reason I thought I was paying it annually, but I'm not, so I'm gonna fix that up hopefully this week. And then we have our ink, which is $15, and rent I've already done, and Spotify for $13. So for the smaller bills that come out monthly, I don't bother putting money aside for these because it is such a small amount. I just don't worry. And the other one we're going to be putting here is giving. So we're going to go back to giving $248. So now I'm going to go through and add these up. But like I said, I am not going to include Telstra because I've already saved that money and it's in another account that I'm going to move over. So actually, sorry, I just worked out the total remaining, not the total. So the total remaining, we have 1,338. But now I will go through and work out this total, again, not including Telstra. So the total for that was 1,140, again, not including Telstra. And so now we're going to move over to our cash envelopes. And again, not everyone uses cash envelopes, but we do use cash envelopes, mainly for groceries, petrol, and eating out. I have been doing my groceries online, and normally I'll just pull out a small amount of money for our top-ups. But I found, I don't know if it's the school holidays or what, and I did try to cut our grocery bill down, but I've just I remembered something that I forgot to budget for, which is, as I mentioned earlier, my son started prep on Monday and he's going 3 days a week. So I don't really know what they're going to charge me yet with the childcare subsidy and all that. So I'm budgeting $70 for now. It might be more, it might be less, I'm not sure. So that's just what we're going to budget until we get the first deduction. I won't fully know. And so I had to adjust these totals as well, but because I have my friction pen, which rubs out amounts, it was so easy to do. Highly recommend these pens if you're someone who makes a lot of mistakes like me. And so now our new total remaining after our sinking funds is $144. And so now we're going to move over to the debt column. And like I said, one of our goals this year is to pay off my husband's car. So what we're going to start doing is he automatically has a deduction of $63 coming out every week. But what we're going to do is we're going to be adding another $63 a week as well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that over here. So we're going to write car loan. And we're going to be, I'm just going to make it 65 for the sake of just being an easier number. I don't have the exact balance, but I know that it's just under $8,000 now, which is very exciting. And my husband's not quite sure, but they were kind of weird on the phone when we asked about making extra payments. So what I might do is I might save this and then once a month I'll put that extra payment on it. I'm not sure. I've got to work out what we can do there. So the total is 65. And now our remaining balance is 144 take away 65. So we got $79 left. Okay, and the other thing that we wanted to start doing this week is we're finally going to start investing, guys. I've been so excited about investing. And so we're going to start with just $50 a week. And so we can add some more in. So, and then what will we have left over? So take away 50. So we'll have $29 left. So I'm going to use, oh, that's actually perfect because I am doing my Save Your Way Savings Challenge this year, and our amount for January, the last amount is $20. So that works out perfect. I'm going to use that $20 here. So I'm going to put challenge, which will be 20. and then we'll have $9 left, so I will just put that into savings. $9. So 50 plus 20 plus 9 equals our 79. And then our total remaining would be $0, and that is another week done, which is so exciting. I always feel so organized when I've been able to do my budget. So now we're gonna do just this final bit down here. So the total income is 2478. Our total expenses is this total, and this total, which is 1849. Our total sinking funds is 485. The total debt is 65. And the total savings is 79, which then brings us to our zero total down the bottom. And so that is another week done. Wish me luck for our weekly check-in next week. I'm gonna try really, really hard to stick to our budgets this week. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. See you next time. Bye.